Hello everybody, this is Team 4 and we would like to introduce you to the first ever Royal Cour Culture Festival in Seoul, South Korea. The festival took place from the 2nd to the 10th of May 2015 and we were all lucky enough to be volunteers at the festival. During the festival we visit 4 different places. We visit Gyeongbokgung, Doksugung, Gyeongmyo and Janggyeongung. But first, I'd like to introduce you to Team 4, which consists of Reggae, Dala, Songchun, Heri, Jisoo, Karen, Myungho, Chris, Chelsea, Olga, Chin, Freya and Soojeong, Haris, and Akram. So the festival took place for 8 days at the 5 different palaces in Seoul, and each team had to visit 4 of the palaces. Our first palace was Gyeongbokgung Palace, which was built in 1395 and was used as the main palace in most of the Joseon dynasty. If you're into the history of the palaces, I highly recommend the National Palace Museum of Korea, which is just beside Gyeongbokgung. When we first arrived at the palace, we were met by a big crowd because of all the booths. All the booths had different kind of creative stuff you could learn or experience. For example, making your own fan or getting your face painted. This was very popular between the kids, so it was very nice to look at them making all different kind of stuff. And here's a creepy tiger that kept following us around. Another thing that was really popular at the palace was trying all the beautiful hanboks. Unfortunately, when we were there, it was raining, so right there was closed. Other things you can do at the palace is learning how to make traditional Korean tea. You can also walk around and learn more about the food that they ate at the palaces during Joseon dynasty. And yes, we did all get very hungry walking around and looking at all the very delicious looking food. I think it was quite obvious that we were getting hungry, so the staff was really sweet to give us some few snacks.
맛있어요.
The last thing we experienced at the palace that day was a very cool performance made by a very large amount of people. Even the king was sweet enough to come. Later that day, all the teams met at Gyeongbokgung to dance a flash mob we had practiced for weeks. We were all very nervous, but I think in the end it turned out great. So here is a very short clip from the flash mob. Okay, let's move on to the second palace, which is Doksugung Palace. Fun fact, originally Doksugung Palace was actually not a palace, but after the Japanese invasion, the king on the throne at that time decided to use Doksugung as a temporary palace, since all the other palaces were severely damaged. In 1919, the Japanese sold parts of the palace, and in 1933 they removed most of the remaining buildings and made it into a public park. And because of the Japanese, Doksugung is the only palace with westernized buildings. At Doksugung we were able to buy coffee made in the traditional way in front of us. This looked really cool and almost made me sad that I don't like coffee, but sorry not sorry. You can also try on hanboks and take pictures. or see the changing of the royal guards in front of the main gate, the Hamun.
교주의식의 세 번째 절차를 알리는 신호로 수문군이 교대하는 순간을 알립니다. 나다, 더블 소리에 이어 두 번의
And after, the guards are more than willing to take pictures with everyone. So at this day we had our second and our last flash mob. This was during the evening and we had so much fun doing it when it was dark. The footage is not that good though, but you can see a little bit. Our third place was Jomnyo Shrine, which was a primary place of worship for the kings throughout the Joseon dynasty. At this place it was possible to take pictures with some of the other volunteers dressed in the traditional Korean clothing. We also took a visit to the library, where you can sit and read your own private books or borrow some. And while we were reading, some of the guys decided to do some creative stuff together with all the other kids. After this, we tried to take some jumping shoots, which was, to be honest, really terrible, and this is only a few of them we tried to make. We have now reached our last palace, which is Changgonggung Palace. The palace was built by King Sejong for his retiring father, King Taejong. At Changgonggung Palace, you could follow the king around. It was a mix between a tour of the palace, but it also gave an insight of the king's life. This was really popular among the tourists and a great way of showing how the king lived during the Joseon dynasty. This was actually it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. It was really fun for me to make it. It was a big honor. I hope you learned a lot about the festival. I will hopefully see you next year at the festival. I think you should definitely come. So I just want to give a shout out to Team 4, G-Force, and I'll see you later, guys. Bye.